head for the hills, hit the trail when trouble's on the run. Don't find yourself locked in jail for something you ain't done. Run for cover, run for cover, run for cover. Aye. If your love has been blessed with an angel face, but the devil has robbed her soul, better ride for the plains and the open space and forget every kiss you stole. Run for cover. Run for cover. Aye, aye, aye. Men who are slow on the draw when bullets start to fly. Run for cover. Men who have broken the law but still don't want to die. Run for cover, run for cover, run for cover. Aye. Though a man thinks he's born with a hero's heart, he's afraid when he's on his own. Just a fool takes a chance in a hero's part when he's facing the odds alone. You must run for your life like the wind to live another day. Run for cover. Run for cover. Run for cover.
Hello, welcome to episode 149 of Floating Through Film. It is your host Luke, and today we are once again continuing our series on the great Nicholas Ray to talk about two more of his 50s films, Run for Cover and Bigger Than Life. I almost forgot for a second. For some reason. I don't know why. Two very interesting films, two great films. Before we get into it, though, let me introduce my co-host Blake.
What's up?
And Danny.
Hello.
You hesitated there.
I thought you were about to ask me like what I thought of the movie. I was already thinking about it. So.
Okay, fair. I mean, we can go and get. We should just waste no time and really just like get straight to it with Run for Cover. I would say because that's the earlier film here. Run for Cover. To be honest, this was like I had before the series started. I had 9 films picked out for sure. I was like, we're 100% doing all these films. The 10th one took me a while to figure out which one I wanted to do.
What other ones were you considering?
We Can't Go Home Again, The Savage Innocents, his Jesus movie, King of Kings. I decided to go with this one because I like it. I really like it. Also, it's another excuse to do another Western because we haven't done a lot of Westerns. So, and this film is interesting for its own reasons. Even though maybe it's a bit more straightforward, like in terms of like how he uses genre, especially compared to Nicholas Ray's other Western and Johnny Guitar. This is more of a straightforward Western. Which doesn't mean, and I'm not, that's by no means a diss of this film, because this film is still very good, in my opinion, and very interesting. So, I'm excited to hear y'all's thoughts on it. So, I'll start with you, Blake. What are your thoughts on Run for Cover?
I'm glad you chose this movie.
I
I thought it was great.
Okay.
No, I loved it. It is like definitely a Western, like you were saying. Like he uses the genre well, but it's also unlike the Western because I feel like, especially the ending is like, the ending is amazing.
Okay.
I don't know. I love this, but I don't know. The more I was watching this movie, I was seeing more similarities between Nicholas Ray and Jacques Tourneur because Tourneur does like. I mean, I guess you can both,
see this.
You can both like. They're both kind of like these B movie directors almost. Worked within the studio system.
That actually makes a ton because we talked about like how we like kind of like Nicholas Ray's use of like mystery in a sense, especially with his characters. And this film is definitely because in a way like. This film kind of is about just like how mysterious other people are in a way. You could read it that way, like how like we're so like natured by these like first impressions of people, and that in a sense we can never know a person really truly. At least that's how I read it, especially with the main two's relationship.
Yeah,
which is also another Tourneur, very much a Tourneur thing.
Oh,
yeah.
No, I really love the relationship though, because I mean it sells the whole movie to me. I buy into it a lot. Not him and Helga, but him and the boy. the bros. No,
it's a weaker romance.
It's definitely just.
It doesn't like ruin the movie for me, but like I don't know.
No, I like their relationship a lot, mostly because it's just like. This man thinks he sees himself in this young kid. Yes. Obviously, like he doesn't outright say that. I don't think at any point in this movie, but he's basically just always saying like he's seen a boy like him before, and it's either him or I guess maybe his son that you never really figure out what happens to his son either, which is another like it's just like he leaves everything in the dark and lets you think of your own or like think of these people's motivations how you want almost. Yeah. And I don't know. I really liked it because
James Cagney's perform. Like James Cagney's such a great actor to do that with. It's like I don't know. There's something about like the way his like just he works with his whole face that does like sells that so well.
And it's also like he's this like dad that you don't want to disappoint. At least whenever I'm watching, it's like he's a great man kind of. Yes. And then you're just like whenever you watch him get like disappointed on screen, and the boy is just like damn, like it's like. And what he says, like all of his quotes at the end, especially to the boy, like how like he's not the one that has like there are people out there that have it way worse than you and me.
Yes.
Like I don't know, it spoke to me, so I did like it a lot. So
yeah, it's good to hear.
I liked it. I don't love it, but like this time what really stood out was like their kind of relationship. But I don't know, like I don't know if it's supposed to be as mysterious as like maybe Johnny Guitar because. I don't know, the way I see it is, like, it's kind of about, like, being human versus, like, almost, like, this other guy has this, like, I guess the son character you call him. He almost, like, lives by, like, survival instinct. I know it's a kind of, like, animal instinct, you know, where it's, like, James Cagney is supposed to represent, like, human kind of, you're willing to do the good out even when it doesn't make sense, you know, even, like, outside of your own instinct versus this guy, like... Cagney keeps giving him chances, and he's still like at every chance is like, you know, almost like instinctually, at least how I see it, is like going towards like whatever's good for him, in a way, until the very end. Like, I kind of like the ending, like where they all shoot and stuff. But I kind of thought about I've thought about this in a while in films where, like if you want to redeem a character that's already done like too good. Who's already done something that's like too bad to redeem, you basically have to kill it at the end.
Yeah,
like it's like I think we've talked about it before, but like
we've talked about that with Chow Yun-Fat a lot.
Chow Yun-Fat, yes, like like in my head, it's like the Darth Vader effect because it's like that's the only way you can redeem Darth Vader in those movies, right? Like if it's like he's done too much bad on film, you've seen it, so the only way to like make him a good character now, is like you have to kill him in a way. You know, because if he stays survive, like, oh, he wouldn't have paid his punishment. So now he can die and, like, also be good. Like, that happens to this guy, too. Because, like, the whole movie he's doing basically like, all evil. You know, like, he's actually given, like, a lot of chances. And it does suck what happens to him. Like, he, like, loses, like, his ability to walk. Like,
yeah.
So I can't blame him. But still, like, especially the last time where he's, like, it's just, like, almost so evil. Where he's, like, robbing this whole town after... and like just betraying everyone.
I think the town itself is interesting though too because they're also that animal instinct that you called that young man or the young kid. Like
yeah, I could see that. No,
like,
especially at the first scene with the sheriff, he's just like shoot first kind of thing. That's why the town actually shows a little more awareness where they're like, we don't want this shoot first sheriff anymore, you know.
But then they're also still quick to like just.
Yeah, they do. So. Yes, exactly.
Like I don't know.
That actually is like.
Dynamic.
The animal kind of instinct, it's similar with the kind of like mob mentality that Nicholas Lloyd obviously is interested in. Like that's a similarity you could say with Johnny Guitar as well. Okay, yeah. Where like, and then like the judge too, giving him like a they get arrested, it's like $5 fine or whatever. Yeah. And then the sheriff is the one who makes fines because they mention multiple times how it's like $1,000 to pay with fines plus fines. Yeah. So then you can see like how that system like that could be corrupt too. Like, it's not that hard to read into that. So. Like, Cagney does I would say, like, the human thing where he even rejects the money from the fines, you know, because he could have easily, the judge offers it to him, too. I don't know, but, like, just the characters, too. I love James Cagney. Like I was thinking, like, damn, I gotta watch him in more stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen him in much.
Because he's like willing to do like weird stuff with his face. I think that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like,
I love his eyebrows too.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And I love like a withered like face, you know.
Yes.
In a good way.
Yes.
But I don't know. Like for the rest of the characters, like I didn't love like the other guy, the son. And then the girl, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, you want
Shocker there.
No, but you know when Luke is like, oh, it's actually not that bad. It's like not that good of a romance. Like that's like literally saying it's a terrible romance.
It's weaker. It's weaker.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's
how you know it's bad. When Luke's saying a great director has a weaker romance.
She has like one good line, I think, and it's whenever she talks about like why they're there. Basically, is because they ran out of money and so they just had to stay there. Like,
yeah. No, but it's not even the lines though. It's like, is that even a real accent? Like, I can't tell.
There's no way.
I don't know.
I have to look up where she's from and stuff.
It's like he's like insulting like a whole ass. Like,
no, because she's Swedish technically in the movie, right?
Yes.
That can't be a Swedish accent.
I mean, I don't know what's.
I have to look at where she's.
What is a Swedish accent? I don't even know.
I don't know. It just didn't seem natural or whatever. But
this guy's just like dissing all of Sweden now.
Hopefully she's not from.
She
was Swedish.
Every Swedish person hates us now, bro.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hates you now.
Maybe she's just a bad actress. I don't know.
Maybe,
it just and no, it's more like the romance doesn't have to be in the movie. This is like my central thing. It's once again, it proves my point 100%. Like the movie literally
it's very simple.
It's just like filler because like this movie is 90 minutes. And it's like they probably like had to get to 90 minutes. Like I'll point them out in my notes because I have them, like this is like it felt like they had like they were just trying to get a 90 basically. Yeah. You know.
I mean, what
they had the main movie shot and they're like, okay, we have to get a 90. Let's we can probably like shoot some scenes of romance and get them in here.
That's right.
Even though she's in some of the scenes with like the main scene, so I don't know. Maybe they actually had this planned out, but
I mean,
it just doesn't fit the rest. Like,
Hollywood.
That's what I was saying.
It's more. It's like it's more straight.
But the idea of him seeing himself, and also they mentioned his son that died too. That he had a son too, so obviously he's seeing his like son in this guy as well.
Yeah, like a father-son relationship.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like just how the movie starts all of a sudden too.
Oh yeah, the start of the film's great. Well, I was gonna say like.
Last time I said this also follows the Nicholas Wright thing of just making a movie over a few days, or a few weeks or whatever.
No,
there is kind of one little time jump where there's like it's showed like he's been sheriff for a few weeks or whatever. I don't know how long
some amount of time.
Yeah, he never specifies, but
no. You guys kind of went over everything I liked about this movie, and maybe didn't like as much, but like another thing too, you mentioned the few days, but also like it's the classic Nicholas Ray thing of like I don't really know where this it doesn't follow like it is still but still there's certain there's the element of I don't really know what's going to happen next. Like I feel like especially within the main story of like him betraying him.
Yes. Especially that betrayal really gets you.
Like and just like all how he keeps going and going with it is crazy to me.
Yes.
Because you think it's gonna end as you think okay this is like this chain has gone on too long and there's another whole last like element of it that we'll talk about like kind of towards the end. But yeah, this is great. I think it's a really good film. It's not on the same level as like some of his other films, of course, but like I think it's definitely worthwhile to watch for sure in his filmography. But yeah, we can go ahead and get into it now. I guess we kind of just immediately start off with them two meeting. I guess we kind of are just thrown straight into it like when the younger guy it's Marshall, right, or something?
No, it's not Marshall.
What's it called?
Let me look.
I can't remember what his name is, but he's just Boyd.
Davey.
Yeah, Davey. That's what his name is.
Davey Bishop.
Yeah, and then like comes behind him, and then like James Cagney's character like points the gun at him when the horse like makes a noise or whatever.
He just walks up.
So yeah, like I don't like surprises, like well, it's like he's like there's kind of like I guess he's just saying like I don't like people who like sneak up on me, like he's like basically kind of like you can tell he's the grizzled veteran trying to like give him some like advice about like how to approach people basically because of this.
Like he literally says like you'll live longer than 20 if you learn not to sneak up behind people.
Yeah.
And the other guy's like, I don't need lessons. You know,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like
yeah.
Doesn't want to accept it.
Naive, yeah. And like and they kind of just like become like cordial, I guess, all of a sudden, like and start riding with each other. And it's like they just start riding with each other, and then the train happens. It's like so like it's this kind of what you're saying. Like I guess Nicholas Ray kind of has this thing. I think we talked about with like what film did we talk about? We might talk about multiple of like on a way like how he just kind of jumps from important moment to important moment without much filler in between. Because we kind of just jump straight to the train part. Which, I mean, this is hilarious.
Well, it makes it feel like a lived-in world also, because this has already happened to these guys, and you just get that from the dialogue, like that, like just how the way they act and stuff. Like, this has happened multiple times, probably, not just once, with the way this guy acts.
Yeah. But yeah, they're like sitting by they're on their horses, and a train's going by, and the people on the train think they're like gonna rob the train, so they basically just like dump a bag of gold out the window. There's also at the same time they're like seeing a hawk. There's the amazing shot of like the hawk in the sky. Yes. There's like with the clouds of course in the background, and then like they're like shooting at the hawk or whatever, and then they the train people even think that's like them like warning shots or whatever for like other people. So they assume basically off this like kind of very much like first impression of them, like, oh, okay, like they have to be like they don't make any assumptions at all, just immediately throw it off.
This is that survival instinct.
Yeah.
Or also like there's also like this happens to Johnny Guitar too, of like just misunderstanding, just like seeing something from a distance and just like making a judgment.
Yes. That's kind of what I was saying, like with the first impression thing, like like a lot of first impressions are made in this movie. Like we're gonna talk about just in really, I think it's like about to happen, like when they take the money and like
well, like the taking the money is also important because Davey almost shoots him.
Okay,
during that scene, like he's literally about to.
Yes.
And I mean, obviously he knows. He reveals that later that he knew he was trying to shoot him. That's why he just like he calls it a lucky toss or whatever. But
but then like when they run. By the way, the kind of like scenery in this movie is very good.
Oh, it is.
It's very much like I think it's a big part of the movie, even though it's kind of in the background, but like just the setting of it's really interesting. But then like they're running, and then like the kind of the sheriff's crew or whatever, the townspeople that are going after them, like just shoot them without any questions. That's kind of like another first impression that they kind of just like rely on of these two people.
Well, one of the townspeople actually does say, he was like, shouldn't you like at least try to take them in without firing at them? And the sheriff's like, no.
Yeah. Like, no, this guy's definitely scuffed.
He's like, we don't have time for that or something.
Yeah. Glad to see the police have never changed.
Well, he says, because the guy asked him, aren't you going to give him a chance to give up? And he says they're going to get the same chance the last train crew got. He's basically just thinking of, like, the past. Like, like this happened before to them, so they don't... It's like all of them are the same.
Yeah. But yeah, they shoot... I guess they mostly shoot.
Davy's shooting and running first, so he gets shot.
Yeah,
and then
the horse falls on him too, which is a big part.
Yeah, and like he has like the scar, like the bloody scar on his like forehead. But yeah, the Davy's like very much injured.
Well, and see, Davy's the one that gets them like because they're about to hang.
Yeah.
James Cagney, and then they're like, "Oh, this is Davy Bishop."
Yeah, like it's like a known guy.
And that's whenever they know, oh shit,
we fucked up.
We fucked up. They aren't train robbers.
Yeah. And like they take James Cagney's character in for questioning, and he's like grilling them basically about like the shit they did wrong, basically.
I just love it whenever. The guy, whenever he asked him, he's like, "What'd you tell him?" He's like, "I told him the truth. I told him what happened." He's like, "What did you tell them?" Tell me exactly what you told them.
He's like that grit teeth delivery. It's like, damn. Yeah, that's like he's like the conductor's like, well, it happens all the time. Like it's just like I wasn't taking no chances, you know. Which I mean, you can kind of get what he's saying. Like he's not like which is the classic Ray thing. Like I don't think he's like truly in the. Like, you can understand, like, his perspective in that situation. Like, why you do that. The sheriff, maybe, I don't know. It's like...
Well, the thing is, the sheriff is going directly against his job, though.
Yeah.
He's not supposed to be acting on emotion.
Yes.
But he still is. Good point. And, like, he, like, makes that line where he's like, how was I supposed to know? Like, after, just, like... Of course, he's like asking that after.
Yeah.
Even though he was so sure before. Like.
Yeah. Yeah, but then we meet Helga for the first time, I think, when...
Yeah, Davy's staying at their farm while he heals.
Yeah, he's very much... He's, like, critically injured, basically.
Oh, he's, like... They're sure he's gonna die. I think the doctor says it'll take a miracle.
He's like, I can't work miracles if he's still... Yeah. He's like, yeah... and then, like, I think... we see, like... We see some like moments of like him and Helga for the first time.
It's definitely dumb, but
it's a Hollywood romance.
No, Luke loves it.
It's weaker.
It's probably the strength of the movie to lose.
Oh my god!
Like there's a tornado.
It's why we're watching.
The scenes aren't that good between them. I'll be honest. Like it doesn't like
she's beautiful. I mean, the red hair and blue.
Plus the age gap thing is like. I mean, I can see it.
Is it a huge age gap?
It has to be.
I guess.
Back in the old West.
He's born in 1899.
Damn,
wow,
holy shit!
This guy's playing disease, bro.
1920, so 21 years.
You can't say anything as a child.
Okay, not that bad.
It's not. I've seen worse in Hollywood movies. Like when in Funny Face, who's the? I can't think of names right now. Fred Astaire. Old ass Frank Astaire was had a romance with Audrey Hepburn. That's a movie where I'm like, the romance is bad.
See, he's also born in 1899.
Audrey Hepburn.
And Audrey Hepburn is 1929. So 29 years. Or 30 years.
That's rough.
This one is 21 years. Yeah, 30.
9 years is a big difference as well. So, anyway. Yeah, we get some scenes between them.
It's more not the age gap thing. It's more like it also feels very forced in the movie.
It is.
No,
like, first of all, like
she falls in love at first sight.
Really, no one has ever fallen in love with her, and she's just been living in fucking like Colorado. Where are they? I forget where they are.
Yeah, where are they?
Utah or something like that. I don't know, but anyway, it's like it's just not believable. Like the whole thing.
It's close-ish to California.
And the whole thing was like she's like, we were trying to go to
the romance scenes in general are just like they're kind of like.
I just don't get it. It's just part of the thing. It's like they have to be in there. You know, you don't question it. It's like it's in every story, even if the movie's not about it. You just have to have one in there, and that's the way it is. And we accept it.
There's a Turner movie called Stranger on Horseback. That's about a circuit judge.
No, I've seen that movie.
It's only 60 minutes. I'm pretty sure there's not romance in that one either. But
no, romance not even bad. But like in this one, it just feels so like it doesn't even have to do with the theme of the rest of the movie really or anything.
No, it
just like doesn't have any connection, and so it just feels forced even when like she's like trying to get involved in the real narrative and whatever.
The only connection I could make is it's about trying to find your place in the world.
So why her though? Like
because they're from Sweden, Danny.
Yeah. Danny hates Sweden.
So finding her place is getting married to a guy, of course. And then they don't even move. They live in the same thing. Like we're gonna live here, dude. They're like, oh, this is so sweet. It's like really for her. Like this is crazy.
Anyways.
Like think about it. This is probably a terrible life for her. They literally have no help on this farm. Like what the fuck?
I don't know, maybe she likes it.
Remember they say they can't afford any help, so it's like...
Oh yeah, I forgot about that, yeah.
And this guy, the dad's old as fuck, so like, she's basically doing all the work.
Anyway. As we said, the romance is weaker.
The dad's funny, though.
He is funny, though.
Yeah.
But still.
But yeah, we get like a montage of like, Davey getting cared for. And like, yeah, I guess she kind of explains like, oh, this is as far as our ticket would take. You said like they only stay here because like they ran out of money. Like she kind of explains this.
He also
has there's in the nighttime scenes when they're talking. It looks good though. Like visually, it's great.
Yeah, there's also a great shot of them like both sleeping when he's like in the mirror.
Okay, yeah.
Because he likes using mirrors a lot.
Oh yeah, bigger than life.
That's
oh my god, bro! Multiple in that movie. Yeah. But then, yeah, I think... yeah,
this is where it's kind of weaker, where we just get, like... Honestly, it's more
it's just Davy's recovery.
For Nicholas Ray, it's a more classical use of music.
Oh, no, that's what I was saying. Like, yeah, there's definitely a lot of elements in this movie that are more straightforward than a lot of
That's
what
it's like, yeah, I don't know, maybe the studio got their hands on it or something.
Well, I mean, I do like the parts when, like, when he like finds out he's not gonna be able to walk again or whatever. Like the doctor's telling him like he's never gonna walk again, and then like he like basically doesn't take that as an answer because like he's a kid, not an old man. He's like, what kind of doctor are you? You can't even fix a broken leg. And he basically like walks into the room and basically like forces him to like stand up. You're gonna walk again. Like basically like drill sergeanting him. Like I find that really interesting.
Well, it's because he tried to stand up by himself and then fell down.
Yeah.
And so he's like kind of just on the ground.
And see, it feels like he said. This is what I was saying. I think it's kind of important that he used to have a son that died.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to treat him like his son. It feels like.
No, there's also a great line by the doctor too. Like because he's like well, why can't like you? It's already a miracle he's like still existing. Like why can't this miracle work? And then the doctor says like miracles don't come in pairs. Which honestly is like you can honestly read that as like the being about the entire film too, like them two, like them two in a way existing, despite each other, like is a miracle maybe. I don't know. Okay.
Only one of them survives.
Yeah. It doesn't come in pairs. Like, no, there's actually a similar scene, like where like it's in a Ford film, Wings of Eagles, where the main character is in the hospital and his friend is like trying to get him to like he can't walk, he can't even move basically. He's like confined or whatever, and like his friend like basically there's like a montage of his friend like getting him better, like drill sergeanting him like this movie, and it might be better though because like he's like it's like a whole ass like song in that film where like the guy's like trying to get him to move his big toe. You'll need to watch it to see. It's funny. It's funny. It's like late Ford too, so he's like doesn't give a fuck. But yeah, we get like he's like basically forcing him on the ground and like trying to get him to like walk or whatever, and then like
it works.
It works, kind of immediately, but it's whatever. And then I guess they ride kind of like into town, and basically this is when he gets offered the job of sheriff. Right?
Well, they first offer. This is like another kind of big moment.
Okay.
Because it's Davey before they offer Davey a job, or I don't know if it's like they're offering him a job or if they're just gonna like give him money or something. But Davey rejects it immediately, and Helga later says it's like that was one of the moments where she saw it in his eyes that he was like evil or some shit. I don't know. Like he couldn't be like there was a very angry man basically under there.
Yeah,
angry at the world.
Yeah. But yeah, like he rejects it. But then like when they offer like Frank Cagney's character the job, he like accepts it.
On one
condition. But yeah, like
or on few conditions.
It's like
he makes lynching illegal.
Yeah, makes lynching illegal.
What else?
And like he's like, I run the job and name my own deputies. Like he doesn't want any meddling.
Yeah, and he said to basically send the posse out to pasture.
Yes,
like they're no longer the posse, or they like whenever they call a posse, it's not going to be them anymore.
Yeah,
or something like that.
He's like, I don't want a Johnny Guitar situation. But yeah, and basically like, and then immediately goes over to. Well, don't they give him like an advance?
Yeah, an advance.
And then he like goes over to the young guy and like loads into his gun. And is like he's like, what do you need that for? He's like, if by the time I get to that chamber I'm out, then I'm already dead basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, by the time I squeeze off the first 5, like I'll need a pine box instead of another bullet. And that's why he offers him the job, because he's like a really straight shot basically.
Yeah.
He's a fast shot.
I think basically this is the point of he's like trying to believe in him, you know.
Oh yeah.
Or it's like, I think he says earlier to him something about like he has the chance to prove that he's like a real man. A lot of people don't even get the opportunity.
Yeah.
Because like he's saying like with his like leg being fucked up now, he can like kind of prove who he really is.
Yes.
If he's a man and stuff.
So
he's trying to give him a chance to do that.
There is a great line later where he says most men live their lives not having to like face this challenge and figure out how much of a man they are, but you have to basically.
Yeah, that's exactly that. That was the line I was referencing. Yeah.
Not everyone gets a free ride in life.
Definitely not, especially Nicholas Ray characters. Yeah, and then we get another scene with Helga. I was watching him. I saw the look in his eyes.
Because she actually does a great line where she's like, "You think putting a gun in his hand will cure his heart?"
Yeah.
But he's basically giving the same argument where she's like, "I wanted to make him feel like a man by giving him this job, you know."
Yeah.
Because he's like, he's at a point where he can go either way. So he's like trying to help him on the right path.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how he sees it.
And then when also I forgot. Yeah, when she kisses her, he's like, oh, in a custom when a man love each other, like they kiss each other, and like, and she's like, in Sweden we have this custom too, and then she like kisses.
Yeah.
But then, like she is from Sweden. Then.
No, I know. Yeah. I knew she was Swedish in the movie. I wasn't sure in real life.
Yeah.
But I guess she's in real life a Swedish actress too.
Yeah.
Just
corny line.
Yeah, it's just so bad. Because like even when she's like trying to talk about Davy and stuff too, like the actual narrative, like for some reason they have to kiss and like. It's
yeah.
I mean,
explain it. Why? Like.
I'm not gonna defend it.
No.
You defend it all the time though. That's what I'm like.
This one's worse than a lot of other ones.
But it's the same kind of function in the narrative a lot of times. That's what I'm complaining
about. But here's the thing. The actual romance scenes are weaker in this movie.
But why? If they serve a lot of the same functions and even movies...
They're just a bit dry.
Okay.
Compared to a lot of other ones, which I find
to me it's more of a function thing. It's not just like... I mean, that's where most of them sound like this to me. Because it's like...
Well, no. We've disagreed on this.
They die on impact just because of like... They don't really function in the narrative.
I don't have much...
It's like all of a sudden... Like the way it shifts in this is like it feels like in most movies. Like, you'll be having, this is what the movie's about, then all of a sudden it's like, here comes we have to get the 20 minutes of romance somewhere in the movie.
There are good and bad ways to do that. But...
How is there a good way? If you're saying a movie is like one thing...
I still...
All of a sudden you have to get 20 minutes of something else. How can you do that good? Like, that's what a movie is. A movie should be one thing.
If the romance scenes are good, I don't mind.
But that's what I mean. What is a romance... What does it mean to have good romance scenes?
If the scenes I find
it should be part of the movie, is what I'm saying. It shouldn't just be like it's all of a sudden like they've almost filmed it separately, or like a executive came in and said, "Okay, we have to have romance in this movie." I know you weren't making this movie like this, but there's different ways to do. Like, I'm not saying all westerns have to be like non-romantic or whatever, but this movie is just a classic example.
This movie is,
and maybe it's because it's so dry, it's easier to point out. And someone how can you hate the narrative? How can you hate the romance?
I'm just not as bothered by
two famous actors that
we
all
love.
It's
just the thing. I'm just not as bothered by it as you, like the actual like.
No, but I'm saying a lot of movies that people like, it's just because they like the actors. They'll serve the same exact narrative functions as this one does. But because we don't like the actors, we don't know them.
Well, actors can elevate a romance. I don't think.
But I'm saying in terms of what a movie should be, if like you're kind of betraying the movie where you're just like putting in stuff just because that's what an audience wants, or what a studio director wants because that's what an audio wants.
Anyway,
and like this is a classic. Maybe because the dryness actually does make it point out even more. And I just rewatched L'Argent. So
oh my god, this fucking guy. He's like has the Rasan mindset going into this
and this movie is just such. Oh my god, like it's bigger than life. Imagine like. That movie is like, imagine if all of a sudden that just had like a random romance, like 15 minutes of it or something. That's what a lot of movies feel like to me.
Okay, yeah,
But that one is like
bigger than life is completely different. It's about the family. It's about
But that's what this movie is completely different too. It's about something else. That's my whole point. Like, you could totally just take the plot out. It would work exactly the same. It would like he could just go stay at an inn or something. Why does he have to go stay at their house?
Better like that, probably more.
Yeah. Honestly,
give us more time with the boys.
Or you could, or maybe the mob, or that because there's that guy who's like part of the mob too. We like barely see him, but he's kind of interesting.
Yeah, the guy that tells him to sock him in the face or whatever.
Yeah,
if he does anything stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway,
because of my notes,
Danny went ranting.
It was a classic Danny rant. Danny crash out.
Because I'm trying to get Luke to defend it because he loves this shit. Deep down he probably liked this one too.
Deep down. Luke was the first one to bring up the romance was weaker. All right,
weaker, not even weak. It won't even say weak. It just says weaker than like great.
Anyway. Carrying on.
I don't even remember where we were.
He's carving the gun out of the
it's basically
that's a good shot. That's a really good carve job, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I just love like the sheriff that like doesn't. He's honestly like the sheriff from Stars of My Crown. You know, like that's like puts down his gun basically, but like this one he like holds up a wood one like.
And also, this is like the scene where he's like, he threw the money at me. Where he's talking. Because this is the same thing where he's like, he's trying to basically give him responsibility, just so he can trust him. You know, like give him something so he can make him trustworthy. And that's why I kind of like the betrayal at the end so much, because it's like, no matter what this guy does, he keeps trying to give him like even from the very beginning, he's like throws the money at him because he's like trying to force him to trust him almost in a way by giving him responsibility.
Yeah,
I do kind of like their conversation here for sure.
Yeah, I do.
Because it's like he's basically saying like I get paid to do nothing.
Yeah.
Like this isn't making me feel better, essentially. Yeah. Like you can definitely tell he's depressed in this part of the movie, just like sitting here doing nothing.
Yeah.
And thinking about all the money he lost whenever he does shoot.
He's like Henry Fonda in My Darling.
That's where he's like, I thought about taking the money.
Yeah.
But then you didn't really give me time.
He's like sitting down watching the town like My Darling, like sort of like a Henry Fonda, like My Darling Clementine. Have you seen them?
No. I know the shot you're talking about.
Okay, you know the shot. You know the shot. And then we get like basically the bank gets robbed.
Yeah.
I like kind of like the way like he kind of like showcases the information too, because it's an insert shot of the guy like drawing plans in the background while the guy is like in the or he's like outlining the plans while the guy who's like the other guy with him is like at the cashier basically.
Well, I didn't even think they were gonna rob the place. I thought they were just scoping it out, and then the teller realized that they were wanted. So
okay, actually that makes more sense. Actually, yeah.
Because like that's why I was like drawing the plans out because at least I thought that they were gonna like take it back.
Yeah, because he does see the one
come back with everyone, but
damn. Yeah.
It's also the same guy. One of the robbers, the same guy from
Johnny Guitar.
Yeah. Ernest.
That guy's unforgettable. That guy's unforgettable.
I don't know how to say his last name. But
you never forget that guy's face.
Yeah, the face guy. Yeah, great face.
But then a shootout occurs, and then they escape basically, and then like the sheriff tracks down that one guy we were just talking about.
Well, a shootout occurs, and he leaves the body. Which I don't know if the first robber died on impact. I know he got shot, but I don't know if he's dead yet.
I think he ran away.
Actually, he's not dead. No. He ran away, but the other robber got shot in town.
Oh, okay. Was he? Oh, did he get
shot? Okay. They got him. And then I think one of the tellers died because he also got shot. But then the sheriff or James Cagney left the prisoner with Davy. And that's why it was such a big thing, like what happens after.
Yeah.
Because like that was basically one of the responsibilities that you could say he's giving Davy, like one of his tests to being a man or whatever you could say.
Yeah.
And he definitely fails.
Yeah, I guess they hang the guy, the other guy.
Yeah,
because there's that great shot of like his like feet
without a trial.
Oh, it's, whenever they walk out of town.
Yeah, with like him like being lassoed or whatever.
Well, because like James Cagney's over here, like he catches the other guy and tells him like, "Don't worry, you're gonna stand trial. Nothing's gonna happen to you." And then they walk into town and they see the guy just hanging there. And then the robber's like, "Is this your idea of a trial?"
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Because it was like basically like the mob or whatever, kind of overpowering the younger guy.
Yeah, because he's basically just saying like, "What did you want me to do? Shoot them?" And then James Cagney's like, "That wasn't people. That was a mob."
Yeah.
Well, because he's like, "What do you want me to do? Be a hero? Shoot at them, or even get shot myself?" And he's like, "That was the job, son."
Yep. And he's like, "If that's your job, I don't want it."
Yeah.
And then like James Cagney goes into the saloon. So, I mean, the production on this saloon's like really interesting too. I don't know, the space.
Well, he goes to the saloon after he entrusts.
Taking the other guy.
The
other guy to him.
To the judge.
Yeah. And basically like.
Which there was whenever the kid was talking earlier, the robber was he was looking at him and everything he was saying, going like, "Oh, I can definitely get this guy over to my side," basically.
Yeah. No, but like the way he enters the bar and like shoots the guy's bottle or whatever to like signify that he's here, and like takes everyone in, which is kind of I think we mentioned it before too. Like it's like a $5 fine or whatever for like killing or something. That's all they get, pretty much. And then he goes back to...
Well, the judge, he says to the judge, like, oh, $5, that's not really, like, doing them any harm, like, telling them this is something bad. That's more just, like, a slap on the wrist. And the judge is like, well, if you give people like this too much of a sentence for the first abuse or whatever, then they're never going to get better.
Well, the quote's way better. It's like...
I can't remember the quote.
He compares it to... Okay, I'll read the exact quote. He's like, Law and Order is an awful like hard liquor. Law and Order is an awful like hard liquor. Too big a dose the first time is liable to out a man of it for life. He's got to get used to it gradually.
Yeah.
But you're like, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that.
This is definitely not first abuse either.
Yeah,
These
exactly.
That's
also
before. But I guess that might be what he's talking about. Just like bringing law and order into this town, you gotta do it slowly.
Yes.
Not all at once, apparently.
Yeah. And then like he then goes to like the younger guy who apparently got, because apparently the guy that he was entrusted to like escaped or whatever, and like basically hurt him pretty much.
He basically just hit him over the head.
Yeah, basically overpowered him pretty much. And
at least that's the story.
Yes. And then and he goes back to like he talks to like Helga or whatever.
They're getting married at this point in the movie, right?
Yeah,
Isn't
pretty
this
much.
They're talking about getting married.
So he's like talking to his dad and stuff. Like they're playing chess or whatever.
The chess scene is funny. I did like the chess scene. Because I think the dad said, "Oh, Helga told you it's smart not to let you win on the first move or on the first turn or whatever." Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Nothing.
They go to church.
They go to church together.
The church scene is great.
This is a great. Yeah, this is a great scene. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, because the way it's just like funny going to a church to like initiate a robbery.
Well, you knew exactly what something was gonna happen whenever he hung his gun belt up there.
And they showed it.
Yeah, like he hung on a little bit. And I'm like, oh no. But it's so bright, dude. The colors look so good in this church. Yes, oh my god. And it's Easter Sunday, so it definitely it feels like Easter.
Yeah.
And then there's like he's like
because they didn't see Davey. It's like Davey said he's not working. Like they haven't seen him in a while because like he's working at the shop now or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like cleaning now. The job they gave him.
Yeah, the hardware store.
Yeah.
And the guy who comes in is like his name's Gentry, and apparently like Davey knows him.
Well, I just like the slow reveal too, because it's just like you don't even know whenever he walks in. You just see the parson at the top, just like slowly like people start slowly realizing as the parson just doesn't say anything because the singing is terrible. I hate kids singing, but hey, that guy.
Damn. It's like pretty much like he's like telling him like basically holding him hostage so they can't do anything about them robbing the bank. Basically, they can't respond to it at all. And then obviously it's like insinuated that because
he asked where's the sheriff in this town.
Yeah,
and then
like
Frank
Cagney stands up and then it's like they know each other basically somehow, which isn't revealed at the moment. Basically, Frank Cagney tells everyone to like chill out, like let him do his thing or whatever. And then we see like the bank robbery happen. They're like let out, and then Helga's father's shot by them as they're escaping. We get this like great shots of like him with the sky in the background.
Her father dying literally plays nothing in the story either because he's not even chasing after this guy because of her father, like his father-in-law dying. Like he's chasing after him because of his moral code.
Yeah.
Like he was gonna do this no matter what, so the father dying just literally didn't have to happen.
Yeah, it's kind of racist.
And they kind of never talk about it.
They literally never bring it up.
She's not sad about it after that.
Yeah, it kind of.
She's not even sad about it by the end of the scene.
She's more worried about him.
She's so in love with her Heidi, Danny. Gosh. And they like start riding after him.
Because they're actually making good points. Like, how do we know this guy's telling the truth? about because he's like, oh, I was wrongfully.
Okay, yeah,
in prison.
that happened too. Yeah,
because he said like I was wrongfully in prison for 6 years. That's why Robert knew me. And and then she's like, what are you? You can't hear the truth. And then like, how are they supposed to know that?
Yeah. Well, see, that's a big part of the movie though. Is these people are very quick to draw the worst assumption. Yes. Like they're like he did it. Right. Like no matter what he was in jail for, he deserved to be in there. Yes. And James Cagney's whole thing is like, look at what I've done for you. Also, like, do you really think I'm the type of person that would basically rob this town? Yeah. Because he's been sheriff in this town for probably 6 months at this point. Yeah. Like at least that's how far I think the time skip was. Because whenever they were talking earlier, Davey said something about like I've been waiting here for 6 months and not doing anything. But so he's been in the town for a while, at least in my eyes at this point in the movie. So like these townspeople know him, obviously they know his character. So the fact that an outlaw can come in and just change their perception so easily, just because he was in jail, I don't know. That's why I liked your survival instinct thing, because like the townspeople and Davey both definitely like have that parallel together. Yeah. Like, they just always see the worst in life, almost. It does seem like that. Which maybe that's why Helga had to be in the movie. Okay.
Okay. But yeah, basically, like, the whole crew, they're riding after them.
Great shots.
Yeah, beautiful shots. Some classic men on horseback with some great scenery in the background.
Of them, like, entering the...
Just like
Comanche territory.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
The dust storm also is so insane.
Yeah,
like everyone turns back.
and then like the two basically they continue.
Which
going.
I didn't really at this point in the movie. I had my suspicions that Davey might have betrayed him, but I honestly didn't think that he would. I honestly didn't think he would because I didn't think he was that type of guy.
You could say this dynamic too is kind of similar to Bitter Victory too. Like the two men, obviously that one's a bit more like defined. Like this one's a bit more like you don't know like you don't really know like just in the sense like of them two like almost like wanting to like subtly murder each other in a way or like just like subtly get rid of each other. It's a bit different, but it's like a similar dynamic, I would say. Obviously this one's a bit like this one's like not as outlined as that, I would say. But Davey like draws his gun on Frank Cagney like in a dust storm.
And basically says the reason he did it was because if he found the guy, he was basically getting too close.
Yeah, because apparently like as he said like he basically helped with the planning the robbery or whatever.
And I loved what happened next because I thought we were gonna get like this massive gunfight between like him and everyone else because he's like I think the kid's saying something like you have 10 guns against you and then Cagney's just like at least I know they're all gonna be in front of me now. And then it just cuts to everyone being like killed by the Comanches and I was like oh shit okay just skipped everything. They're all dead already. Almost all of them.
Because he's like, there goes your last card.
Yeah.
And they're like talking, like camping. He's like, you think you're like the only one in the world that's gotten a raw deal. Like nobody guarantees you a free ride.
Yes.
The only difference is most people don't run for cover.
Yeah.
So, we said the movie title.
We need a word for that. When the movie says the movie title.
Well, people do the crappy on meme.
No, but we need a word for that. Like, it needs to be a term.
Yeah, no one's really come up with anything genius yet.
We could think of something.
No, we can't. That's too hard for me.
No, we could do it. Like a run for cover. No, this movie's not popular enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if that's
like Tenet. See, there's a lot of movies that do it. There needs to be a term for it. Like,
yeah, we need to find this easily. There's people who much better come up with that than we are, though.
We could do it.
It's called The Face Off.
That's a good one too.
Maybe. I don't know.
No, but it can't be a movie title. It has to be a different name that doesn't involve. Luke doesn't believe it in us. It's not James Cagney spirit.
It's a big shoes to fill there. It's a big assignment.
Why? It's not that.
It's an all-encompassing term, you know.
Okay.
There's a lot of weight to that
Movie.
Anyway, yeah, they're continuing.
He's still giving him a second chance at this point too.
Yes. Even after the betrayal.
Even after the betrayal again.
Yes. Yeah, he's still trying to. They're fighting off Comanches.
No, not really. They're just hiding.
Yeah, basically. Trying not to get killed.
Trying not to get caught. Yeah.
And then basically when he goes to
betrays him again.
Immediately
leaves him to drown in the water.
Yeah, it's actually a funny shot of him trying to. It's like
he's like, I can't make it. It's like I can't make it.
Old guy. It's like you should not be in this.
No, yeah.
But then this guy, he pushes him down and then keeps swimming too.
Yeah.
And there's a miracle log that comes and helps him.
Yeah.
The day of Sex Machina.
It's a fast-running river. I can see it.
It's kind of sick though. It's kind of sick though.
No, but it's actually funny because I'm pretty sure this is how it happens. Is we see him struggling in close up. We get a wide shot and there's no log. Then we see him struggling in close up again, and then the log disappears right next to him.
Miracles don't come in pairs, Danny. I don't know how that had to do with it. I just want to show
you. I guess there was only one miracle there. He gets the rock, but then he survives the log.
Yeah.
Surviving was also a miracle, I guess. Even on that log.
Yeah, he was like a zombie at this point. He's limping and stuff. He's like, ugh.
No, but this one, it's not a miracle at all because it's already the screenwriter has to write it because that's what the hero does at this point. They survive. There's no option.
It's kind of cool though. No matter how many times that's used, grabbing onto a log while it's coming downstream is kind of cool to me.
It might have been done on a real location. I doubt it, but maybe.
So just the idea of grabbing onto a log that's randomly flowing down straight, that's just cool.
Even Buster Keaton didn't do that.
His
he tried and he almost died. So he was like, okay, we'll do this on set. We'll build this up for this one.
No, and then he goes and sees the villains literally giving out their plan. Right?
It's like a lair. It's like an evil lair.
They're talking about it.
It's like we get into the ruins of the evil lair. It's kind of interesting. Yeah.
So they arrive at the same time too, which is also funny. But
yeah.
And James Cagney's dry at the second he's out of the water too.
Yeah. It seems hot out there. It's a hot. Probably.
It's a desert, you know.
Yeah, desert.
All right.
You never know. He's still kind of sweaty though.
Not really either.
You can see the sweat reflecting off his face.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. And then I guess this is the ending kind of.
The ending shootout.
We did already talk about this classic
like
film session. I do like the shootout thing.
Because I think I like it so much because it makes Davy's death even more tragic. The way that he looks at him at the end.
Yeah.
He literally saved his life, and the last words he hears from the guy he saved is, "I thought you were gonna shoot me."
Yeah.
And his eyes get real big, and then he just dies. And I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
I don't know. He literally did something good for the first time, and the guy literally the last thing he heard was, "I didn't believe in you."
Yeah.
Damn.
Which is, I guess, what everyone else in the world thinks.
But he had rightful reason to. This guy kept betraying him every time.
No, yes. I don't blame Cagney for shooting him. But.
Yeah, that's the movie.
Well, that's not the end.
Okay, yeah.
Because we didn't get the most important.
Danny's favorite part of the movie.
Important resolution. You know.
This is Danny's favorite part of the movie.
And Lou.
He just loves it.
Lou.
He just loves it.
I'll describe it. Your favorite scene. Because it's no good movie without a happy ending, right?
Anyway, yeah, they rides home.
He gives the money back.
There are good endings that are like this.
Kisses her, of course. She asks.
It's a great shot.
She asks about Davy, and he's like, "Davy, that's fine."
It's not the worst ending.
It's a great shot too.
Yeah, great landscape in the back. I'm not mad at it.
It probably could have ended on the shootout, honestly. As well.
It could have, yeah.
Just end on him kneeling at Davy's feet.
But yeah, anyway. Yeah, that's Run for Cover.
I still love it. I don't like the romance, but I love the rest of the movie. So
it's not gonna be the highest on my Nicholas Ray ranked at the end, but
me either.
I liked it.
Yeah.
James Cagney carries for sure.
He definitely does.
And Nicholas Ray carries.
Yes.
So like the two main
but not
people.
the story.
The locations are really good. Dustin Cares.
A lot of people.
They have to be. In
a lot of things are doing the carrying.
They have to be in Colorado, right? Because of the mountains.
Like Arizona or something, maybe.
Does Arizona have that big of snow-capped mountains? Because they have some.
Ooh, actually, I don't know.
Probably not snow-capped. Arizona's a desert.
Yeah. Anyway, after the break, we will talk about Bigger Than Life, which will be fun. So. And we're back from the break to talk about Nicholas Ray's 1956 film, Bigger Than Life. Excited to talk about this one. But before we get into it, Blake, let me ask you your overall thoughts, since this is your first time watching it.
It is.
What'd you think?
I loved it.
Good.
It was a very interesting watch, just film technique wise, honestly.
Yeah.
But the story itself is also just something I kind of eat up. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very thrilling. I honestly didn't know how it was gonna end. It was a little bit happy, I guess. I don't know. It's okay though.
Depends how you read it.
But that's true. But the main thing that stuck out to me in this movie was he literally films him like he's bigger than life.
Like he's 10 feet tall.
He's 10 feet tall, as the wife says. Like, and the shadows go absolutely off in this movie, man. Like, I can't get the scene of him just grilling his son like his son like helping him with homework or whatever.
Man, yeah.
And the shadows behind him just making him literally like tower over and almost seem like he's literally being taken over by this darker side of himself. Like I don't know. So I don't know. I loved it, man. It was a great movie. Yeah. But I know that you guys are gonna have more to say about it. Because I definitely there's a lot going on in this movie. So,
it's insane.
No, there's definitely a lot. Like I've seen like a lot of the people I follow on Letterboxd and stuff pointing out like the kind of a nuclear family aspect of it. Like Nicholas Ray's almost like hatred of it. It seems like.
Yeah.
And I definitely get that at parts, but like the thing that stands out the most about with this movie is almost like the. It's honestly one of the best like movies about like substance abuse I can think of, or like the kind of like reliance on it.
Yeah.
Like if you become reliant on any kind of substance, like how it can change your moods, but but because you need that substance, like. You have to accept the other things it does to you, almost in a way. Especially in this case where it's like he'll literally die if he doesn't take it. So it's almost like he's out of control too.
Yeah.
Like he's not even in control of himself, just like in a way. I guess that's what psychoticism is in a way, or like being psychotic is in a way, or how they talk about it back then in the 50s. So a lot of this stuff probably hasn't aged well, if I had to guess. And I don't even know like what cortisone is.
No, I don't really know either.
I didn't even know the cortisone came in pills. Like I thought the only thing that I know is a cortisone injection.
But see, that's why I read the movie more as like it could be any substance at all.
Yeah.
Like the idea of him lying to the doctor and stuff, or like taking way too many. It doesn't have to be cortisone. And then just like the kind of that aspect of like her, especially the wife. Every time I've seen this 3 times now. Every time I watch it, it's like her experience stands out more and more. Of like, basically she's like forced to live in a horror movie because like that's what you do as a good wife, and like
she has the appearance of like the everyday like ideal wife, or like the American.
There's like a terrible moment at the end where the doctor's like, you've held it together this time. Can't you just hold it together more or something like that?
Yeah.
And she almost like breaks.
No, yeah, it's just like in like even at the beginning when he's like, oh, we're dual or whatever. Like she's like, well, like,
yeah,
you know, like.
Damn, yeah.
You just saying I'm dual, is that all?
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, stuff like that. It's like this guy like doesn't even like her really. It feels like.
But I feel like that's like a lot of like Americans. Though.
No, exactly. Yeah. No. But I really love the colors in this movie stand out so much.
Oh my god!
Like the use of shadows. Like
the form is crazy.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! Like the cinemascope.
Yeah.
Of like the
cinemascope, in
especially
contrast,
when they're on the stairs and stuff.
The cinemascope, in contrast to this like very like domestic interior settings, creates a very interesting mix, in my opinion. Because he's not like most of this movie is indoors, like pretty much most of it.
Like in the school, and
like
stuff.
Confined to like these like suburban
but
homes.
they still look so exciting.
It's like but he's still making it look so like,
dramatic in certain scenes.
So dynamic. Yeah.
Did Nicholas Ray think that Abraham was like just tripping on some fucking medicine whenever he was gonna kill his son? Like,
oh man,
because it turns into a biblical allegory at the end.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that. That's a brilliant moment. But yeah, I guess I'll say like for me personally, like I remember my first time. Initially, like when I saw this film, like I read this like the synopsis. It was like okay, like suburban, family school teacher, gets addicted to like to this drug or whatever, and like goes crazy or whatever. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna like this, right? Like it's like I don't know how it's gonna work. Like how is it gonna make this work? I wasn't sure about it. I wasn't sold on the premise. And then like I watched it and I was like, holy shit! I actually like. This is one of the best Ray movies. This is like top tier. This is like perfect movie, basically, in my opinion. Like, I think for me, like a big part of it is just James Mason's just kind of like the way like all the scenarios that come. Like it's a film of like repeating scenarios of him just getting like weirder and weirder. Like I could just watch that all day. Some of this shit because it's both like funny and like it's dark, but it's also like really funny at the same time. Or it's like fun to watch. Like. What the fuck unhinged thing is he about to do now to someone?
What unhinged thing is he about to say?
yeah, that too. Like,
no, it definitely feels like a horror movie though. Like they said, also.
Yeah.
Like it, especially towards the end, it definitely turns into.
It gets like really. It gets some of those. It has like it's like. It gets some of those. It's like has some of those insane things I've ever seen a Hollywood film ever have. Like it's crazy.
Like I fully believe he's about to kill his son. So.
Yeah. James Mason's just so good. Oh my god. Yeah, damn. Yeah, there's a lot to it though. Like it's kind of hard to like sum up, but like, yeah. Also, yeah, like the form is just crazy in this one, as we kind of also said. But, yeah, I guess we can go and get into it though, 'cause there's a lot to cover here. Because it starts off with James Mason like with this kid in the classroom alone, and he's like, he's asking, he's asking the kid to name the 5 Great Lakes, and the kid like can't remember or whatever. And he's like, oh, okay, whatever, just leave.
I think he said name one.
Oh, he named one. Yeah,
I think he says
Lake Huron. Name one. Yeah.
I think he says Lake Huron.
Okay, yeah.
It's like Easter or something. I think again.
Yeah, there's some holiday going on.
Yeah. Well, there's also so this because we also see in the scene. Well, we get introduced like to Walter Matthau's character, which is like the friend, and we basically see that like James Mason is like having this like after school job that he hides from his family of him like part time at the cab station like manning like the phones or whatever.
And his reasoning is very similar to a lot of movies we've already talked about before, where they're just like, I can't have my wife know because this job isn't good enough. Basically,
I think that's a part of like the nuclear family aspect, or just like the American dream aspect, where like appearances are so important that like and like he even says like, I didn't want you to like when his wife is like confronting him about it, he's like, yeah, I didn't want you to like know because like I didn't want you like to see me this way or whatever. Like
I mean, he tells this guy too because the other guy asks why haven't you told his wife? Yeah. Because I guess he keeps using the same excuse.
Yeah.
PTA conference.
She obviously comes to like
She makes a great joke about it. She's like, "Wow, the Falcon team's been having a lot of meetings this year. You must have the whole year planned out already."
Yeah. We see him go to like the cab company. Some great shots of like the yellow taxi cabs.
I love that shot.
Oh my god.
Them all lined
and, like
up.
the yellow cabs too. Like
I love the shot of the cars all lined up.
I just love that they all call him Voice. Like,
yeah,
it's just such a cute name. I don't know.
Yeah.
Endearing.
He gets home. Another thing about this movie, like, there's certain just like objects that he films that I'm just like are so like interesting.
You should mention also. Oh, sorry.
The TV. I was gonna say,
the TV.
like the way like the screen looks like with like the old time TV. Wait, what were you saying?
Well, I was gonna say we should mention throughout a lot of these scenes we've been seeing him like have these moments of pain too.
Yes, yeah. Like it's like a big thing.
Basically, we're seeing like why he's gonna need these pills.
And he's like forgetting stuff too. Yeah. Like his memory's like unreliable. He's like he goes home, like talks to his wife and his kid. And then like they have like this party or whatever.
I mean, they're kind of important scenes, I guess, because it's establishing how he acted beforehand, which is a lot sweeter. Like he is kind of a sweet father and sweet husband.
Yeah, he's like a guy's bow tie. Like.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they all notice how different he is after. That's why a lot of these scenes are important. It's like almost 30 minutes of the movie before he actually starts taking control.
Like, he's like establishing the familiarity between or it's like just the relationship
of how he was before.
Yeah. But then, like, at this party, he's, like, even having more pain or whatever.
Yeah, it's basically, like, I think his wife comes in and says, like, you're the one that wanted this party. You've been in here more than half the night.
Yeah. And then, like, she asked the school board president or whatever, like, why have you guys having so many board meetings? Like, it's crazy. Like, and the guy's like, does the guy tell him that her in the scene, like, we haven't had any, or is it, like, a different...
I think it's a different scene.
No, I think it's the scene.
No.
It might be the scene.
Oh, yeah.
Either way, he's basically trying to rush him out.
Yeah, pretty much. They get him not talking.
Yeah. No, but some of my favorite shots after they all leave with the shadows.
Okay,
both the husband, like a husband and wife, like they're both in silhouette, and then we see his shadow kind of like towering over her almost. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh my god. Damn.
What about the colors in the background are too? It's like.
No, I think the production design also helps that.
Yeah, like yellow. Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah. Would you say this is like one of his best looking movies? Do you think?
It's up there. Yeah. I know you think it's. I'm surprised you said that. A perfect movie.
I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't know. Okay. I'm not precious with the term though. I got a laptop for. And like we get this conversation between the two, like, we're just like, we're just so dull, like, and I guess she does know in this thing. There was no board meeting.
Yeah.
She suspected it at least. I think she maybe saw the guy's the school board president's reaction, or he told her. I forgot exactly which one it was in the scene. And she's like, you didn't expect me to figure that because I'm supposed to be dull, remember? Kind of fighting back against that.
And she definitely thinks he's cheating on her.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Which is funny, it like kind of switches around later when like he thinks she's cheating on him with the friend too. It's like a funny like reversal on that, yeah. And then like he collapses. We get like the great shot. It's like almost like a Renaissance painting of like his wife holding like his head or whatever with the lamp falling down. Like just the way like the colors look, like something about the shot. I don't know.
There's a few shots like that.
Yeah.
Like when there's one where he's like struggling in bed. They're just so good.
Okay. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh my god. And the doctor comes and like gets him, or like I think just like checks on him, and then like I think takes him basically to the hospital.
Yeah.
And he's like still collapsing on the way to the car too, like.
And he's basically telling his brother, or I can't remember if it was his brother or his wife, like, don't let my son see me this way. Like, you have to let me. Oh yeah, I was telling his wife because he's like, I have to go with Wally or whatever his name is because I can't let my son see me like this. Because that's a big part of this movie too. Like, it's definitely about the familiar relationship between a dad and a son too. Yeah. It's about the nuclear family, like 100%. But
Yeah.
The dad and son thing, definitely.
That's part of it.
For sure.
Kind of like wanting a better life for your kid than you had and pushing them too far.
Yes. Yeah. When to become an NFL player. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Oh my
gosh. Anyway, then we get the scene of him like taking X-rays or whatever, and he's like swallowing
it's such a cool scene, man.
Like, this is cool as shit.
Honestly, yes, he loves these like silhouette shots. Like
it's just awesome watching the fucking like
watching
the X-ray of like how you swallow. It's crazy. I love it.
And what James Mason says like, "How's the view down there?"
How's the view down there? Oh my god.
And then like when he like lifts up his leg, it's honestly one of my favorite shots of the movie. When he's on the table, and he's like, they're looking for somewhere to drop blood or something. I forgot exactly what.
They basically said they're gonna take a piece of his muscle.
Oh yeah, muscle.
Like,
yeah. And
they're just gonna like cut a piece of him off.
Like, what part can we use? And they say his leg. And the way he just like lifts up his leg, it's like all you see is his leg, and with the doctor's hands on it, it's just so good.
Yeah, damn. Yeah, that's a great shot.
No, this movie is definitely a comedy in a lot of ways too.
No, that's what I was kind of saying.
So you have to read it as that. Like it is a lot. It has a lot of serious issues, but comedies can have serious issues in them.
Yeah, no, yeah. Comedy can come from drama can come from comedy. People don't realize, or like vice versa, I should say.
Especially like the way he's approaching it, like. It can be dark or funny, depending on how you're reading it at any moment. Because obviously it's like this guy's dying and like, but still it's like fun watching James Mason just do this.
No, oh my god,
in the first place. Especially the second half of the movie. That's the comedy part.
Yeah. Well, so James Mason's just like the perfect actor to give for this.
Yeah.
Like, do you think you could see another actor in this role? I don't know. Like.
Well, it would be different.
Yeah, just like I don't know. For this to be kind of like movie, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He just has like that, like great combination of like sarcasm and like.
Yes, the sarcasm. He's got a weirdness to him.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, and I say all this. I still need to watch. Like, I still barely have seen any movies he's in. Like, for some reason, because he made like a lot with.
It made me think like Lolita's always the one that comes up because he's like.
I haven't seen that.
Perfect for that kind of weird role.
Not one of Kubrick's best films, I would say. I mean, at least that's what I assume. I haven't seen it.
I don't know. Like, apparently David Lynch loved it. I think it was one of his favorite movies.
I mean, it's a really good movie still.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Kubrick's never made a bad movie. So.
It wouldn't surprise me if Lynch loved this movie, though.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Even though I know a lot of people, this nuclear family thing has come up with David Lynch recently. R.I.P. But so that's why I was thinking about that too. I wonder if he liked this one.
No, yeah.
Especially how weird this movie is. James Mason is like. It's crazy they got us like away with this was just like a studio drama.
No, yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, then I guess he's like in the hospital now. And like his wife visits him, and then like when his wife's visiting him, one of the cabbies like comes by and is like checking on him, and this is when he kind of like reveals like, oh, like it's actually I've been like working the part-time job. And then she's like, it's kind of like this seems like a happy moment. It's like kind of framed to that.
It's sweet.
She's like, oh, like I thought you were like that. It makes more sense now, and like then like little does she know like what the fuck's about to happen.
It is kind of like hinted at, but it is kind of stuck. Like this also makes it relatable to even today. Like where this teacher has to get a second job.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
True. But yeah, I mean, like, it happens with a lot of professions, I feel like.
Well, because like he's worried this entire movie about like he can't stay in the hospital too long because like he literally can't afford to have like procedures like this
until he starts getting on these drugs and stuff. When he stops worrying about it,
Yeah.
That becomes another one of the major signs,
Stops worrying about money.
Yeah.
I guess like right after this too, like this kind of moment, like
also okay, we have to point out it's like one of the weirdest moments in the movie, like the weirdest jokes, like when he's getting all the tests done on him. They're like, one more piece of surgery, and it's called a sternal puncture. And then he turns around and he's like, oh, here we go again. And then the doctor's like, no, sternal means a breastbone. And he's like, oh, sorry, I did 4 years in the Navy.
It's because the stern is the back of the ship, right?
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
I think. That's what I thought.
Is that the starboard?
Sternum.
No, the stern.
Wait, no, I was saying like, wait, is the back of the ship a stern?
I think so. That's why he turned around.
Stern.
Okay.
But
I was wondering what that was. I was like, is he making some kind of like weird joke there or what?
A nautical joke.
No, because they all laugh too.
The stern is the
So the front of the ship or the back?
Oh, it is.
of the ship?
Wait, yeah, it is the rear.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
A sternum puncture. He thought they were gonna go in his ass. No, I'm just
Well, that's why he turns around.
Yes.
And they're like, no. And he's like, oh, sorry, just before he's in the Navy. Because first I thought he was like making a weird Navy joke or something.
That's funny as shit.
But no, okay, that makes sense.
I mean, that might be a Navy joke too. You know.
Yeah. I don't know what they get up to. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I don't know.
All the power to them though. But it is like kind of after though this moment like these like very like the serious like black suited doctors like come in like gives them like the terrible news or whatever that's like kind of helpful still because they still have this like experimental treatment.
It's like an insane. It's like an insane disease though.
Yeah, it's like it's like artery inflammation.
Artery inflammation. It's insane.
No, it's polyarthritis nodosa, a rare inflammation of the arteries.
That's crazy.
Basically, like they say he has like months to live, but they have this experimental treatment with the drug cortisone that like they can try. It's like a hormone, basically. Apparently, cortisone.
Yeah, cortisone helps with inflammation. Like I know, like my mom's had cortisone shots in her knees and shit. Like it's supposed to help with arthritis and shit, but it doesn't work. It doesn't last forever. Like you have to keep on going back, and I think the more you go back, the less it works.
Like antibiotic, basically.
Like a lot of drugs.
Yeah, like a lot of drugs.
Like a lot of miracle drugs.
Yeah.
They have to. It's like tolerance.
Yeah. And then,
that's why athletes take cortisone too, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the athletes get cortisone shots all the time.
Yeah. And it's funny because like people always have theories of like, oh, you can tell a player just took a cortisone shot at halftime or something based on how they are after the game and stuff. But like it fits like based on how this guy is. Like,
yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was cortisone.
Certain players. I don't know if they still do it or if they have other like more enhanced drugs now.
I just joke around and call it like horse tranquilizer or something.
Well, I mean, some of them definitely do take horse tranquilizer, like Aaron Rodgers in that interview. Like, he was definitely on some horse tranquilizer or some shit, man. So
it's like more natural or something.
Yeah. And then I think the next scene is basically like them at home.
Well, like what? He has like a year to live or something. Like that's basically what they told him.
Yeah.
If they don't try this.
Yeah. Oh, like,
like
it's either months to live.
Yeah, it's either he's gonna like die in a few months or he can try this new drug.
Yeah. So yeah, basically has no choice.
And the only way they warn about all this negative effects is I was kind of looking for this. He says once in a while cortisone gets tricky.
Yeah. What a few words to say about
he
that.
did say to like warn him if he had like any mood changes.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, it's like any size period of depression, basically. But like he's saying, he's like, oh, why would I be depressed? Like he's like so happy. He's putting on his bow tie, like in like a really good mood. He's energetic.
Yeah. I mean, because it's like in one sense, yeah, it's just gonna save his life.
Yeah.
In a way, or it's only a chance. But
yeah.
I guess the whole point is like, what life is he saving now? We're about to see like the kind of change.
The kid says that later on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why the ending of the movie's so crazy too.
Yeah. But the next scene is when his wife is dropping him off at the school. And she's like, oh yeah, he's like, when I came down to the hospital lobby, I saw you. When he's like, walks out of the door, he's like, I felt 10 feet tall. And she's like, you've always been 10 feet tall to me.
It's such a good
shot. And then the shot right after that, like the camera looking up at him. Yeah. It's like,
so good.
Yeah, it's cool behind him.
It's great, yeah. And then we get this like interesting scene, I guess. Like, yeah, these scenes at the school are so funny because like they seem kind of random, but like I don't know, there's something about them. Like this one where like he has the kid take over his class because like he needs to go because like this teacher is like late or whatever, Miss Wade. Mm-hmm. So he has to like go to this class and then like he like walks out, takes the cortisone, and then when she goes to like the chaos of that class, he's like starts like going around the students like painting pictures and like roasting them basically. He's like you like dogs? She's like it's a cow. Like a cow with 5 legs. She's like it could stand better.
Child's logic.
Yeah, he's like subtly dissing all of them.
That one that you just had, the fucking like that one's creepy as shit.
Yeah.
That kid's got something going on, man. I don't know what he's got going on at home, but
honestly. He's like, this is a man. He's just mad at his mother.
And it's just like a doll, all like with just like black all around it, like and just some red. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like creepy so. Then like then the school teacher like walks in late and she's like, oh, thank you for covering for me. And I guess this is how he gets the idea to go to like the expensive clothing retail store because like this like young female teacher has like this dress on. He's like, oh, where'd you get it? Like he's like, and like and like I guess we get this also subtle part right after he walks out when he like goes to the water fountain. He's like, oh wait, no, I already took one.
Yeah,
like he's about to take one again.
Memory, so.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like I think it's messing with his memory, but he could also just like it. So who knows?
Yeah, it's definitely just like foreshadowing what's about like his addiction or whatever. And then like he gets home and then like basically this is when he's like, oh, we're gonna go out basically. And it's like this scene's great. It's like takes his wife to like the high end like clothing store. And like has her try on a bunch of stuff, and she's like obviously not enjoying it. Well, she's like at first she is, and there's like she's like okay, this
keeps making her
try on. Like he's like more and more unhinged. Like, he's like she's like like we don't have enough money for this. He's like
don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
It's like there's signs where he started not worrying about money at all anymore.
Yeah. And like then he we get the first scene of him playing football with his son, throwing the football back and forth, and then breaks the window or whatever.
Yes.
And like he's like running around the house too. Like he like goes in, to get a phone call and then goes back and like continues throwing it. He's like sweaty as hell. Like
he's being very erratic too.
Oh yeah,
I see that too.
Yeah.
He literally yells at his wife, says, "Hey, can you make some sandwiches?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "You just ate half a pot roast."
Yeah. She's like he's like getting his wife to like fill up the bathtub with like hot water from the kettle.
Yeah, because she's like, all the hot water's gone. And he's like, oh, we'll just buy another one tomorrow. And she's like, oh, okay, no, we don't need to do that. He's like, okay, then you just fill up the hot water with the kettle.
Yeah.
Which is crazy if you think about it.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Because like, it takes like...
Yeah, that kettle's not that big.
Yeah.
She's filling up a whole tub.
Yeah.
And he's just standing there in the background, just like in the mirror. Like,
yeah, like taking the cortisone.
Yeah. No, he starts smoking a cigarette. Too.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's when she like gets mad because she's like, "You're not in the hospital anymore."
Yeah.
Well, he just says one more should do it.
Yeah.
And we get the great shot.
Okay, that is great. No, he says one more kettle will do.
Yeah, one more kettle. Guys, insane.
Because like I was thinking about that, like that would take so long.
Yeah, dude.
I think he's on the second floor too, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like carrying the hot kettle upstairs.
Yeah. Oh my! Like how many pours was that?
I had to have at least been 20.
Oh yeah. Like,
just one more.
Honestly, now like I think about it, how long would that take? Like,
you want us to like experiment?
Maybe she had multiple kettles going.
Dad's like, how can we do this efficiently here? Like,
multiple kettles.
Like, what is she doing carrying one? That's so inefficient, bro. Like,
I'm just saying, like, is it possible for how long? And like, it might have taken hours, you know.
Hours, okay. It would have taken hours.
How long does it take to fill a kettle up with hot water?
I mean, you have to heat it up every time, so it would probably take a long time, actually. So she had to have had a few going, for sure.
Maybe one more kettle. And they're just like smoking a cig in the mirror.
Yeah, one more kettle.
But then she like gets mad and like breaks the mirror.
The shattered glass.
The great shot of like him in the shattered glass.
He's just holding himself like this, right?
Yeah. His arms crossed.
And they like embrace or whatever. And then he like has another like he's like collapsed like on the couch for some reason because like cuts that all of a sudden.
Well, he's like crying.
Yeah. He's like
because his son's watching him.
He's on the couch crying.
And he's like having a breakdown or whatever.
Yeah.
And like this is when he like calls to get like a new prescription, right? Because he like runs out.
Well, he's about to call, and I think he just hangs up.
Okay, yeah.
Because he's like looking at the bills.
Yeah.
And he goes and like takes another pill and.
So I think he's like.
I don't think he actually called. He's like about to call and he's like looking at the bills.
Yeah.
I think that is why he decides not to call.
Like he was definitely looking at the bills because I remember one was like $440.
Yeah.
Like, damn, holy shit.
And he decides not to call and he just goes and takes more pills instead.
Yeah. But yeah, like. Yeah, basically, like, he gets, like, it's like him getting a new prescription because he says, like, oh, I dropped the ball and a whole lot ran down the drain. Because, like, the doctor's like, well, it's been not too long. Like, there's no way you could have used them all.
He's basically, like, trying... He's basically...
That's what I said. He's lying to get more...
Well, the doctor's kind of, like... He's questioning him, making sure or trying to make sure he's not doing a very good job, that he's not, like, abusing it. But...
Well, that he's just buying this excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly... Yeah, honestly...
Like this guy.
See, the first time he was like, cortisone is tricky sometimes. This time he tells him, cortisone sometimes we see it produce some pretty queer mental effects. So he's getting a little more, I guess, warning-ish, I guess, but not really.
But this guy is definitely what that Ernst Lubitsch character would have said, like a pill peddler. I don't call you a pill peddler, doctor. This guy definitely is one, though.
Yeah, for sure. I think then we get one of the funniest scenes in the movie, the
PTA
conference. The PTA meeting.
Is it a PTA or
some parent-teacher association type deal?
It's something
what's it called when like all the parents would come on a certain day?
Isn't that
PTA?
Parent-teacher conference?
Yeah, parent-teacher conference.
Parent-teacher conference is like one-on-one though, right?
Okay, yeah, maybe. Okay, either way, it's some school.
Yeah, like with the parents
with
there.
The parents, yeah.
And then dude just goes up there and starts roasting the shit out. Cause he's like is he like the leader of them or something? Or like,
well, it's his classroom.
It's his classroom.
Okay, it's there in his classroom. That's why I'm like, it's like one of those things where they would all guys come visit each class. I don't know.
Yeah. And like, yeah, he's like, how do we describe the unfortunate individual?
So, do you think these are his true feelings now coming out because of a drug?
His true feelings,
like the way he actually feels about kids.
I don't. It's definitely a contradiction.
It's possible.
I don't know, because I think it could be like...
I guess it could be, yeah. You just don't, like...
Could take his filter off.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, yeah. Now he's, like, no filter, but he still has these same thoughts, like, even if he was more normal.
Yeah.
Because I think that would make it more accusing of, like, the whole domestic drama in the first place. It's like, if it takes a drug like this to really show, like, this is how he really is, you know, in a way. Just, like, without the drugs, it just hides it better, and you can kind of just, like, go on...
Yeah.
Being normal in a way. I don't know. See, that's why I'm asking. I don't know if he's like, or if this drug is just like that's why he's.
Yeah,
I think that's why they get away with it, and like how they were able to get into studio drama. You know.
Yeah.
But like he leaves it very ambiguous. It's like it could be either one.
He does.
Yeah, for sure.
Because then, like
the way he's talking right now is like so like eloquent.
Yeah.
You know? It's not like just like
it's like
he
he's
carries his unspoiled child instincts into adult life.
Well, something that makes this like I'm so glad these thoughts have been around forever. Apparently, so.
Yeah,
like sure. old people always think that the new generation isn't being brought up right, so or like they're like being babied and coddled.
Yeah,
because he's literally saying stuff in this like this new age of like feelings and shit. Or I don't remember the exact what he was saying, but
the woke culture,
like literally that though.
It's basically that version of this.
Oh my god! And yeah, then the lazy.
No, this one says when he's like every year whole floors are cut down to supply the paper for these grotesque daubs. He's talking about like the kids' paintings. And he's like, and we coo over them as though they were Van Goghs and Rembrandts. He's like, my dear lady, childhood is a congenital disease. The purpose of education is to cure it.
And he's like, the lady's like, I'm not all sure that I had like my daughter Louise thought about that way, and by her teacher, and she's like, my dear lady, your Louise is a charming little creature, but we must try to examine the problem without prejudice or sentiment. The hard fact remains that your daughter, at her present stage of development, is roughly on an intellectual par with the African gorilla.
Oh yeah, that was so good.
Oh my god. It's like, and she just like storms out. Like,
no, I wrote down so many quotes.
Well, and then the friend comes in and says that was the wife of the director or something.
Yeah.
Or the principal or some shit. I can't remember.
And then he starts smoking a cig in front of them.
Yeah, he's like, we're required to teach these poor little kids.
I love the one dad that's like, I've been waiting for a teacher like this.
Oh my god, yeah.
He's like, that guy should be your principal.
He's like roasting the English language too. Like, oh my god.
Oh, okay, because there's another quote where because the way he says certain words, like why you cast James Mason, like especially when he's going crazy, because of where he's like, well, ask yourself, how do we describe the unfortunate individual who carries his unspoiled childhood instincts into adult life? We say he's arrested. We call him a moron. And like the way he says moron is like,
oh my god.
And then do you remember like what he says the greatest invention is?
Fuck, what was it?
The alphabet.
The alphabet.
Yeah, he's like, I have to teach the alphabet to these kids.
Damn. Yeah, that seems amazing. Oh my god.
It's funny as hell.
And then also we get of course. He's like, well, we're committing harakiri every day here, right here in this classroom too, and then like.
There's like a good long shot, like a shot of him, like really close. Yeah,
that's what I was saying. That's right after this, like pretty much it gets.
He's like really pleased at himself and stuff.
Oh my god!
And then it cuts to like immediately after the wife finding out about it from this other guy.
Yeah.
Do you think this other guy is just trying to swoop in?
No.
Or do you think he has good intentions?
I think he has good intentions.
I think he has good intentions.
That's why I read it.
Do you think he has good intentions, but let's say he stopped taking the cortisone and died, would he have swooped in?
You saying this is a cat people situation?
Kind of, I guess. No, not cat people, because you could say he still has good intentions.
Okay.
I don't know. That's why he's so suspicious of James Mason. James Mason doesn't think he has good intentions, so I guess.
No.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Damn.
No, he is a nice guy. But it's like another one of the Nicholas Ray like misreading situations where just like what a character sees from the outside, they like make a judgment.
I thought he was married though, wasn't he?
No, this guy's not married.
Oh, he's not. Okay.
Because I remember them asking me like, "Oh, who are you gonna bring to the party? You should bring this teacher."
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And like then like James Mason drops by is like it's like kind of confused between the two, and he's like
because he knows they're talking about it.
Yeah.
They don't want to admit it. So.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're just talking about things, or like whatever.
Damn. And I was like, yeah, basically, like, he's like openly saying like, oh, something's going on here, especially between you two, like, yeah, like, damn. Just the way he's walking around and stuff though, and just like, it's almost like, yeah, he kind of does believe he's like Abraham or something in the scene in a way. He gets treated like some type of holy being. I don't know.
No, yeah.
Like above everyone in a way.
Carrying the truth, Luke.
Yeah. At least he's going crazy and he sees himself like that. In a way.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I think
we also see like she was talking to the guy earlier about how she's worried about the cost and stuff. And, like, basically, she's having to worry about him now too because even he can't worry about himself anymore.
Yes.
Like having to play like both roles and.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. You started thinking about her a lot too, like how she's having to deal with his problems as well.
Yeah. And like the son gets home. His son's walking the stairs and like he you better watch that face and like grabs his like arm for a second, and then stares at him and then like lets him go basically. Or, like he pets him on the head.
Well, that's first. You mentioned a big scene because first he's like telling his wife he's leaving.
Okay, yeah, that happened.
He's like, I'm gonna leave. Like he doesn't like her anymore.
Yeah.
That's a scene where he like basically he's like, I should have married someone that was more intellectual.
Oh,
keep up with me and stuff. Just like it's like that's why I was like, do you read this as this is the drug, and that's why he's saying this stuff, or this is actually just a filter, like a no filter now?
Yeah, you can
in a way.
Yeah.
And that's actually how he sees his wife,
Yeah.
And if you read it as that way, then it's like definitely a kind of criticism of the domestic kind of situation in a lot of cases. It's like marriages are just done. Even between people that hate each other, or one person hates the other, or something like that, or one guy just hates women.
Yeah. Was John Travolta saying Face Off, lies, deceit,
mixed
messages?
Starting a real marriage.
Starting into a real marriage.
Oh, God.
Honestly, yeah.
But yeah, then he like we get an insane driving scene, old timey driving scene where he's like swerving through traffic or whatever, and then he pretends to be a physician basically to get
Personates a doctor.
He's like, oh, can I? He's like, oh, my patient's in the car. Like, I need a notepad real quick.
If you like kind of read this is where I'm like, this is becomes a comedy too, because at first he's like he lies to get the prescription.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, because the guy, you could tell the guy's thinking about it for a second, and then he signs it so well. He's like, oh, okay, I'll get it for you. And then right when he goes to go get it, James Tracy's like, oh, I like the way you do business.
Yeah. He's like, I'm new to town.
No, but because you can read it like he just gave him like a prescription to a guy that's not even a doctor.
Oh yeah.
So, like I like the way he did his business is like so funny. It's like you're getting away with a crime.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
and then he like weirdly mentions the birth rate. He's like the birth rate's getting out of hand too. It's like a weird thing for doctors to say.
Guys like the birth rate. Yeah, he's like trying to agree with him.
Yeah. I don't know if he's agreeing with that.
Well, I just like, cordially agree with him.
No, I thought he's like, because he's like a doctor making that. It's like kind of a joke, funny. I can't tell if Dave's like you could see him being serious about that too.
And then
basically, we're saying like he's getting cheap pills too because he's getting them all doctor's costs.
Yeah, damn. Yeah, I guess that is true as well, for sure. And then we get the second game of football.
Oh man.
For some reason, whenever I see this scene, though, I think of the Peyton Manning SNL skit.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, where he's like beaming the kids.
That's actually a good comparison.
Yeah, it's like
no, this one's more brutal though.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah.
He's like, how are you satisfied with how you play football?
Yeah,
he's as good as most of the other kids.
No, it's like so funny too. Like after all this, he's like, but all the kids have already playing baseball now. He's like, no, football is what we need to practice.
No, this is what because he mentioned it briefly where like he was the hero in one game, not from being a third stringer. So like all this coming from a third string guy in high school is crazy.
Oh my god, yeah.
Where he's like, you're gonna. He's like, if you miss this next pass, you don't get lunch.
Yeah, it's like oh my god, yeah.
And the pass he throws is it's like a bullet.
It's all saying the fate, man.
It's so funny.
Yeah, like.
That's what's more brutal. Like, imagine telling your own kid, like, oh, you can't have lunch if you miss this pass.
Oh
and you throw a bullet.
It's like, go, man. Patty Mahomes.
You, like, try to catch it with one hand.
Oh, my God.
Or you catch it, you're like, out of bounds.
Pass interference. Oh, my God.
There's, like, a great shot of him, too, like, towering over the kid's like crying next to the ball after he dropped it. With his like legs.
Oh yeah, just his legs, like his part of his fingers, basically. Yeah. Like damn.
This one's like it's funny too, though.
Oh, it's hilarious. Yeah. Oh my god, most unhinged game of football you ever seen. Yeah. And then I think.
The guy comes and tells her from the newspaper about what cortison's
there's like psychosis that comes with it now that they're suspecting him.
He reads from the paper, the benefits of the drug must now be weighed against its long-term dangers.
Yeah. And then
and that's when they come back inside. She comes back inside.
It's like
to him yelling at the milkman.
Yeah,
making noise to the glass bottles.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's another. I just died laughing.
This where it's funny, but it's also so brutal too. If you're like actually there, awkward.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be so awkward.
Yeah, because he says like this guy says like he's been here,
been for 11 years.
Yeah, it's like damn.
And it's so sad too because he's the one that ends up apologizing.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, sorry for yelling.
Yeah, damn.
And Jace is like, oh, I'm right about this. I'm like, it's like, if I hear you again, I'm calling your boss.
Oh man.
It's like this clinking and clacking all day long.
You're doing it on purpose.
You're doing it on purpose. I know you are.
You can't help it.
My god, dude. This guy.
But like after the guy leaves, this is where she compares it even briefly to drinking too. She's like, you've been so erratic. It's almost like you're drinking or something.
Yeah.
Because she's like, but now we know what it is, the cortisone.
Yeah.
But that's where he gets suspicious. Because, like, you know what it means if I have to stop taking cortisone.
Yeah.
Like, without even have to say it, right?
Well, I think he'd say he accused her.
And Wally.
Yeah, he's like, oh, how convenient for you guys.
Yeah, he's like, Wally knows that I'd be dead too within a year.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like insane. It's an insane conclusion to jump to. So when you're told that, like when they're worried about you, like, oh, you guys just want me dead.
He's just
so
like
can,
very paranoid and suspicious.
Yeah.
Damn. But then it cuts to like the homework.
Scene.
We've got football.
This is probably my favorite scene in the movie. It's insane.
Just on a visual level, like oh my god. Like. It's like kid's so helpless.
I forgot what question he asked him, and the kid's like names like 4 numbers.
The common denominator of some number, like
he's like 4 numbers. And he finally gets it. He's like, okay, well, why did you write 11? And he's like, I don't know. I guess he's like, wait, what do you mean you guessed?
Yeah, and like he's like telling him to write down an answer like in like a math problem he gave him, like he's giving him and like standing over him basically.
But the shadow,
The
like
shadows
the shot,
too,
like
yeah.
there's like him on one side, the
Yes.
shadow like on the other side, just towering over this kid.
Oh my god,
It's
yeah.
insane.
It's insane.
That's why I
He
was
apparently
like,
hasn't ate all day.
Yeah.
well, it's the same day
Montage.
that this is the same day the football game happens.
So he hasn't ate lunch already.
And then the mom comes in, her shadow is normal, and his shadow is still just going fucking insane.
Like, even when he's positioned, he's still taller than her, even though he's like,
Yeah.
or like you can tell he's like towering over her too. He's like much bigger in the frame than her.
And it's so sad because the mom's helpless too, like
Exactly.
because she doesn't know. Well, it's like helpless and like maybe nowadays a parent would fight back more, but like definitely back. It's like she's the model in air quotes wife of the 50s, where she listens to her husband all the time.
Yeah.
And so whenever he says he's not going to eat, she's just like, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
She has to listen.
And
to
then
it.
it's just then you just get the shot of the kid as the door closes, and I just looked at the kid. And oh man, it's so sad.
Yeah, damn.
Because he's just like he's literally helpless. He's like both like my parents hate me basically.
Well, especially him because he's like he's like saying children are born lazy, greedy, untruthful.
Yeah.
You have to like teach him out of it and stuff.
Yeah, like this kid's like, yeah, I don't like him. Like
He's
I
not
hate
necessarily
him.
wrong either, but you're just saying it the wrong way.
Because he just says all that stuff, and that's when the mother comes to him. He's like, "It's because of the cortisone, son. You've got to stand just as if you were a grown person. Your father doesn't mean to act this way. It's those pills. If he stops taking them, his awful pain will return. And we wouldn't want that to happen now, would we?"
Yeah.
So you kind of understand what she's saying because it is the cortisone, but at the same time, she's like justifying his behavior. You know, in a way. Like she's like she even says you can't upset him. Just keep loving him with all our hearts, no matter what he does. So like,
And then the next scene happens.
yeah.
Oh yeah, he's like
The dinner,
suspicious about the milk.
Yes. Oh my god.
He's like, something's already been poured out of this. Like
It's like one glass has already been poured out of this.
But you mentioned, and this is where I was like, it's such a weird movie where it's like a domestic drama, but it's a comedy.
it's like almost surrealist in some senses.
But like, it has this like you mentioned this about Run for Cover, but this one even better has this, and it's a lot because of the drug element in this one. But the not knowing what's going to happen next.
Oh yeah.
It's just so intense, especially in this scene. You're like, oh my,
God.
like it's bad from the family's perspective, but like watching it as a comedy is just so fun.
Yeah, he's
in a
like
way.
truly a loose cannon.
Because you're like, what's this guy gonna do next in
Yeah.
this scene?
Oh my god.
It's honestly like it becomes fun to watch, especially after the school scene. You're like, oh my god, what's this guy gonna do?
Just literally tells his wife he hates her.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Like
yeah.
we're already divorced in my mind.
Yeah, like,
right in front of their kid.
It's like, I'm staying only because of him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, it's crazy.
And then like
And then cuts to immediately after them at church together.
yeah. Oh my god.
Like as a happy family.
But he's like dressed
No,
up like
he-
he's going to a funeral.
Yeah.
though. He has like the
Yeah.
black suit on.
No, he doesn't seem happy to be there, but still, like they, at least for public appearances, they're still happy domestic family.
No, it's so funny too, because he's even roasting the sermon or whatever.
Oh yeah, after they come home, yeah.
He's like, yeah.
No, he's talking about the pastor. He's like, a man who couldn't earn a living selling neckties has the audacity to stand up and talk ethics to 500 people.
Yeah. But then like he ends up using the Bible right after this too.
Oh,
Like, it's kind
yes.
of funny. Like
No, because first you think, oh, he's criticizing the Bible, then he's like, oh, he actually sees himself like as the Bible.
yeah,
Like,
like, he is the
that.
Bible. Like damn.
No, because he's like, if it weren't downright criminal, it would be really funny. And she's like, what would Ed? He's like, trusting the moral guidance of our children to these sanctimonious stuffed shirts. Now I'll have to take that on instead.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like I guess the kid runs upstairs like
He's
trying
trying
to
to find the core zone.
Warzone
This
like
is where it's so funny because like she's like, I want to go cook dinner or lunch or something, and he's like, take no thought of that. What thou shalt eat or something, like quoting Jesus. Or he's like quoting Bible verses now and stuff.
yeah. Oh my god.
He like definitely thinks he's like a different like another like he should be added to the Bible next.
Yeah.
He's a messiah.
Yeah, the next Messiah or something, prophet.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I wonder if he's actually saying that something about like this is how like in the domestic family like how a father sees himself, or how they're taught to see themselves as this kind of
I could
God
definitely see
figure,
that.
and everyone else is supposed to revolve around them in a way or something. I don't know.
I mean, it definitely was back in the day how it was supposed to be.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then when the kid's looking for the pills, of course, we get the incredible shot of when he finds them, he pushes the drawer back in, and then like the mirror like shifts, and then it's James Mason's face in the mirror, like looking at him.
Yes.
Like damn, that's like a horror movie shot. Like,
And I love that's like how it's a change in shot without moving the camera at all. It just he moves the mirror slightly and like the shot changes.
Yes. Damn. And then like
When he's like, my son's a thief.
He's like,
Yeah.
you won!
Yeah, the kid like locks himself in the room or whatever. And he's like reading the. Of course, this is the great. Maybe the moment in the movie.
Well, the kid also says, like, as he's dumping the cortisone pills down the drain, he's like, if it's between these cortisone pills and the way you are now, I'd rather you be dead.
But yeah, damn. Oh my god. And then of course he's like reading from the Abraham story from the Bible. And he's like, and basically insinuating he's about to kill his son. Basically.
Well, he says like he's saying the story, and she's like, "But Abraham, you need to keep on reading. He saved his son." He's like,
"But God was wrong.
God was wrong."
Oh my god.
He's like, but
that's like the oh shit moment.
I just died laughing whenever he said that. I was like, God was wrong.
Oh, so funny. Unbelievable.
Kill the children.
Oh my god.
That's when he's like, "Oh, you're not planning to die with us?" Right after and stuff, because he's like planning to basically sacrifice himself after they killed the son.
Yeah.
Like whatever scheme he has in his head now of like sacrifice.
It's twist. Damn, and he locks her in the room too, like to get it done basically. Then when he goes up,
Blake pointed out the music too, the background.
Oh yeah, so like I didn't realize where the music was coming from, because I realized I turned the TV on.
Okay, yeah,
to hide her screams.
Yeah,
but I didn't realize that's where the music was actually coming from until the shot like later on, whenever it had the carnival actually like
the
playing.
TV.
I was like, damn,
the sun goes
dude.
nearby.
Because the score in this goes off. Like the scene is like crazy.
Yeah,
I loved it a lot.
But it's also like it's also diegetic. Like,
yeah,
it's
diegetic.
part of the scene, so it's kind of felt in the background. Like it plays in the same way, like in the Leslie Men, the last scene when he's like dying. It's still diegetic because you can only hear in the background. It's like not playing over this. Like it's not really loud on the soundtrack. Really, it's kind of in the background only. Yeah. The same way in this one. That's why I'm saying like this music is way better in this one, at least in certain parts.
Like you're in a fun house in this scene.
Yes,
like
exactly.
you're like, oh my god, what is going on? Like,
exactly.
Yeah, he goes up to the room and like hallucinates basically.
Yeah.
It's like a crazy effects with the camera.
But the sun gets away.
It's like that red liquid though. Is it like blood? Like
I don't know.
That like comes up like you superimpose on the screen.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I don't know what it specifically was, but like and then his son runs past him, and then
Wally
comes in. And
they have this
and they fall off they
stairs.
fall to the side of the stairs. The handle or whatever you call it. They're like scrapping or whatever. And then finally he gets subdued or whatever.
Well, I think he thinks he kills Wally, or whatever the guy's name is. Is that his name, Wally?
Wally, yeah.
Yeah, I think he thinks he kills Wally, whenever he throws him over the couch because he doesn't move, and then that's whenever he stops.
Yeah.
Because he stops and goes and tries to wake him up and stuff, but
yeah. And then they're in the hospital that this hospital's super weird too. Like the construction design, it feels like I don't know. It doesn't even feel like a real hospital.
It's too dark to be real.
Yeah,
it is very dark.
It's dark and kind of futuristic too. Like with the red light on the gray thing, and and then the doctors explain from the psychosis the cortisone caused it basically. He might not when he wakes up he might not remember everything, but if he can then he'll be all right or whatever if he can remember.
Well, they're still, and the doctors in this scene are still justifying the drug because she's accusing them. She's like, your drug basically caused this, and they're like, no, his misuse of the drug caused this. The drug is perfectly fine, which is a classic doctor thing.
Well, they're saying now that she'll have to carefully prescribe it.
Yeah, she'll have to supervise and carefully prescribe dosages, basically.
This is where, to me, I can't say the doctors are necessarily all wrong, too, because it's the only thing they know that can keep us surviving at the moment.
Yeah.
It is, so that's the only way they can... this is what they should have said at the beginning.
Yes, they should have been measuring all
this. Yes, about all this stuff. But I guess in a way, even they don't know. So you prescribe something you don't fully know either. It's a tricky... Yeah.
This is why
it's a reality of the medical world.
It is. This is why new drugs are always risky.
Yeah, or just drugs in general, especially addictive drugs.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah,
but they can be extremely necessary too. So it's not like I'm saying. This movie's not even saying they're bad really either.
No, they're not.
That's why it's more.
It's showing how easy they are to misuse.
I also like the no filter reading too of the movie. It's like the drug is just like showing like how this guy really is,
how he
sees his family. That's why the ending's also so crazy.
The ending, like I did not think of it as happy, honestly. Like it definitely, it plays happy, but I'm just like, damn, dude. Like after what just happened, there is no way. Yeah. There's no way they're not changed. They're not changed.
Yeah. He like wakes up too. He's like, "You're a poor substitute for Abraham Lincoln," or whatever.
Do you remember the weird line the doctor says too before with the Mason wakes up? He's like, "Cortisone's the only thing that can save his life, Lou, and it'll do so again, but it needs faith. Do you have faith, Lou?" Because I've always thought it's so weird how he's like talking about cortisone like faith, like you have to have faith in these drugs, you know. Basically, like it's like you have to have faith. Yeah.
Science is a religion.
Yeah, in a way, or like she has to have faith in this, whatever this guy's gonna be, no matter what, you know. She has to accept it, like. Because that's who I feel the worst for, especially this ending. You know, it's like it, especially that he's gonna have to go back on this drug. I don't know if it's necessarily positive, but I guess you have to have the kind of happy ending shadow or kind of veneer anyway. So
it's definitely a veneer in this one though, for sure.
Where he's like talking about walking with Lincoln.
Yeah. He's like isolated
because the way he makes the connection to Abraham.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, Abraham, big, beautiful, ugly.
He's like, yeah, did I hurt you? Like, I tried to, didn't I? Like, he's like, I remember everything that happened. And he's like, that's the way it should be, Ed.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they kind of like embrace at the end, which, yeah, could be, as we said, could be read either way.
It's kind of a prop too.
It is, yeah. Damn. Yeah, that's bigger than life, though. Amazing film, in my opinion. One of his best, top tier Ray.
Yes. That's a little different genre for Ray too.
Nah, you mean yeah. Well, you could say In a Lonely Place is kind of a similar domestic.
No. The family drama.
It's not family there, but still
kind
of
like Ozu then.
I guess
his Ozu film. Okay. Honestly, with some of the colors and stuff.
Maybe.
You know, Ozu would never use shadow like this. But...
Ozu would never go this insane.
Well, let's not go that far. The most insane drug there is.
Come on. This guy. But yeah, that's bigger than life. Next week, final week of Nicholas Ray, we are doing. What are we doing? Oh yeah, Bitter Victory, and then Wind Across the Everglades. Two of his most underrated movies, in my opinion. That are gonna be interesting to talk about. So yeah, until then, hope to see you floating through the clouds.
No matter how hard it must be for us, we've got to save him from all that now before it's too late.
Oh, Ed, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. It says, take thy son, Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took Isaac his son and clave the wood for the burnt offering and went unto the place of which God had told him. Then on the third day Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place afar off. And they came to the place of which God had told him. And Abraham built an altar there and laid the wood in order and bound Isaac his son and laid him on the altar upon the wood. And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son.
But Ed, you didn't read it all. God stopped Abraham.
God was wrong.